Hello, everyone. My name is Imtiaz Galib, and today I'll be presenting you a presentation about Canadian natural resources, along with my team members, Karla Garcia, Jianyun, Chenxi Yu, Jing Li, and Lok Tu Ho. So let's get started. Our agenda for this presentation is our mission statement, our company values, our vision, company overview, our strategy, our timeline, SWOT analysis, current situation, our plan, and conclusion. So our mission statement is to develop people to work together to create value for the company's shareholders by doing it right with fun and integrity.
Okay, so for the values of Canadian natural resources, we are committed to developing talent. The company provides in-house training and skill development opportunities, which will give employees a chance to enrich their knowledge and understand their career requirements. The scholarship programs and investments in education and employment support the continued development of the local workforce near our operations. The foundation of our company is built on the idea of doing it right. This is the message of every aspect of our operations and the basis of our safety management systems and environmental measures. Canadian Nature's core business philosophy is that by working together, we can create more value. We pursue opportunities to create economic value and mutual benefit with stakeholders to create common value. We work with local and regional businesses to identify and promote economic opportunities, build local capacity and partnerships. At the same time, we create value by investing in research and development and advancing technology implementation. These innovative advances help us provide the energy the world needs in a safe, effective, efficient, and environmentally responsible manner. The company prides itself on its employees caring about the impact of their work both inside and outside the company. Our employees are committed to helping their communities through different initiatives, and we encourage them to do so and hope to help more people. Okay, that's all for the values. The vision of Canadian Natural Resources is striving for safe, effective, efficient, and environmentally responsible operations while excluding the economic development of our diverse asset base.
So let's talk about our competitors. First, it's Cenovus Energy, which is a Canadian integrated oil and natural gas company, which is headquartered in Calgary. The next one is Ivanhoe Energy, which is an independent international heavy oil development and production company. Third, it's XTO Energy, which is an American energy company, principally operating in North America. And next is EOG Resources, which is an American energy company engaged in hydrocarbon exploration. Next is ConocoPhillips, which is Alaska's largest crude oil producer and largest owner of exploration leases. And last but not least, it's Hill Corp, which is one of the largest privately held exploration and production companies in the United States.
Okay, the next is Millie.
Next, I will talk about company overview and strategy about our company. First, our company is Canadian Natural Resource, with the founded on November 7, 1973. The headquarters is in Karla, and it has 9,709 employees in 2018. Our companies is the one of the Canada's largest having coal-owned products, and one of the Canada's largest independent natural gas products. Most of environment natural gas bases are in British Columbia and Alberta. Second, Canadian Natural Resource Company recorded 215th among the world top 2,000 listed companies in 2009, and is ranked 306th in global as the largest listed company in 2012. Third, our company's service is to obtain and develop new natural gas and extract left mediums and having coal-owned. Although the recovery rate of left coal-owned is not great, with the implementation of the new technologies, the recovery rate has improved somewhat.
So our company overview. Industry, it's primarily oil and gas operation. Our size, it's ranked as 306th, the largest public company in the world by Forbes Global 2020. For services, it's light and medium crude oil and natural gas liquids.
The next is the ore structure development. Our long-term goals is to make the relative pricing of the ore investment profit under all market conditions. According to the structure development, ore will first better meet to need of the review customers and the participation in extraction of the customers and the participation in the explosion of the planning, external captain, and the sports participation in cover ore confession ability term in term. In addition, we will improve hewing technology to provide saving for the pricing relation and cash flow after adjustment. Yes.
Hi, I'm Oscar. I'm the market researcher of the team. I will briefly talk about the timeline of Canadian natural resources and also the SWOT analysis, which is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Let's start with the timeline first. As you can see in the slide, in 1973, Canadian Natural Resources was founded as an AEX mineral corporation. The company engaged in hydrocarbon exploration primarily in Western Canada, the United Kingdom sector of the North Sea, and Gabon. The company's headquarters is in Calgary, Alberta. It has the largest undeveloped base in the Western Canadian Sedimentary Base. It is the largest independent producer of natural gas in Western Canada and the largest producer of healthy crude oil in Canada. In 1998, Remington Energy Limited, a Canadian oil and natural gas company, agreed to acquire petroleum land in British Columbia from Canadian Natural Resources Limited for 127.5 million Canadian dollars and a natural gas site. The properties will add 4,500 barrels of oil equivalent a day, increasing output by 28% and 22.5 million barrels of reserves. Canadian Natural is one of the country's biggest oil and gas producer. The site it will acquire is Remington Square Creek natural gas property. So between 1999 to 2019, Canadian Natural Resources acquired 9 companies in total, which are assets of BP Amoco in 1999, Ranger Oil in 2000, Rio Alto with $2.5 billion in 2022, Petrophila Resources in 2004 February, Canadian operation of Anadarko Petroleum in 2006 September with $4.1 billion US dollars. Conventional assets of Royal Dutch Shell in 2017. The last 3 companies are Jaslyn Oil Sand Project, Larison Energy, and Devon Energy, and they are acquired with $100 million, $46 million, and $36 million respectively between 2018 to 19.
In 2020, oil prices went down because of the pandemic, and 2021, CNR acquired Storm Resources.
That's basically the timeline. Next, I'm going to talk. To begin with, I will talk about the strengths and weaknesses. CNR has a strong market position, reserve base, and marketing strategy which facilitates flexible capital allocation decisions. In addition, its operations are in North America, the North Sea, and the West Sea. The operations provide international exposure and greater diversification of opportunities. However, on the other hand, it is over-dependence on North America, whereas North American is served as a foundation of the business. It also has a low scale of operation during 2018 to 2021, and it doesn't have a strong environmental sustainability plan for 2015. Next, I'll move to opportunities and threats. CNR can focus on a drilling program to increase the number of active wells. From 2020 to 2021, both drilling program successful rate is 100%. Therefore, CNR should develop on the program. Furthermore, CNR can develop a strategic capital investment program so you don't have to be concerned about minimizing capital cost requirements. Moreover, there are 3 threats that you need to be careful about, which are the intense competition of oil and natural gas companies like Enbridge Incorporated, Suncor Energy Incorporated, Husky Energy Incorporated, etc. The second threat is the failure in timely reserve placement, and the last one is the volatile crude oil or natural gas prices. The average retail price of gasoline in Canada hits $1.45 a liter in 2021, which is like the price is increasing now. So now I'm going to pass to Karla to talk about the current situation and the plan. Thank you.
Now, regarding the current situation, we're going to look at 2 of the main issues presented in the SWOT analysis: volatile prices and the environmental sustainability plan. So first of all, as we know, since the government has presented its goals of having 100% sustainable energy for 2050, CNR is being pressured to reduce greenhouse emissions and reduce fresh water usage. Now, currently what we're using is carbon capturing technology. However, this technology is very expensive and not the most efficient.
Okay, let's talk about material efficiency. So at first, you should assess the situation which allow the material switch from the steel to the timber. Well, the timber have 2 points we are better than the steel. At first, the timber have a higher the cost performance. That means you can use the cheaper resource like timber to build the building. And also, it have easier to resource or to recycle. Actually, when I rent an apartment on the SFU mountain, I should SFU build their school dormitory. They use the timber to build the basic framework. So it's not fancy. It's not a fantasy. It's already happened around us. And the second is remind all the tailings from metals to recover more valuable materials. If you do this so that the resources that have been used can be developed again, so you can avoid the resource, you can avoid the waste resource. You can use the material again. That means you didn't wait, that reduce the waste. Maybe avoid, maybe reduce, yeah. And the third is replacing traditional compounds with lightweight material in the operating vehicles. What's that mean? It means you should use some new resource or some alloy to replace the traditional resource. Like you can use the magnesium alloy or aluminum alloy to replace the traditional resource like iron or steel. That can help if you use it on some transportation or something, that can help us to reduce the carbon dioxide emissions. That's why we talk about some new material. It's not just for save money, it's also for save the environment. And the last is strengthen maintenance protocols, the prioritize checking electrical fitting and leaks. Well, what that means, that is to check the material, does it work or not? You should find some imperfections, like you should check the quality. If it's work, you can use it. If it's not work, if it's less than the traditional material, the resource, it means it's not work.
Now, to understand the problem with volatile prices related to the pandemic, we're going to look at prices. So first, December 2019, crude oil prices averaged $67 per barrel, which was $10 higher than 2018. Now, January 2020, we had the COVID-19 outbreak, which affected oil demand due to travel restrictions and a decrease in entertainment spending. Now, what happened on early March 2020 was that OPEC and non-OPEC partner countries failed to reach an agreement on oil production, and we saw that Russia and Saudi Arabia flooded the market with low prices. Now, April 12, OPEC plus countries agreed to cut oil production by 0.7 million barrels per day. We hope this would lead to an oil price rebound. However, as we saw on April 20, prices for WTI future plunged below zero. Now, since the appearance of the vaccine up to March 5, prices have increased to $69.95 per barrel. And as we know, for CNR, there was a 137% increase in crude oil prices for Q2 of 2021 in comparison of Q2 of 2020. Now, this was the result of the impact vaccinations had on economic activity. However, as we've seen, new variants keep appearing, and we should expect a decrease in prices again due to the variants. Now, the main objective of our plan is to prepare a reserve fund to achieve sustainability goals and prepare for the next COVID wave. Now, the first step is to prepare a strong environmental sustainability plan. Now, we're proposing including a material efficiency plan to reduce greenhouse gas at lower cost. This is going to be further explained later. Now, why do we need this strong environmental sustainability plan? As we know, banks are being expected to reduce their support for the fossil fuel industry. Therefore, a strong environmental sustainability plan could be the key to negotiating lower interest rates, increasing cash, and therefore being able to reduce debts. Now, with this extra cash, we could prepare the reserve needed to achieve the sustainability goals on time
and prepare for a future COVID wave. We should also bear in mind that the Environmental Sustainability Plan would be in charge of research and development, while bank relations would be handled by accounting and finance teams.
Okay, let's have a conclusion. So as the first point is you should communicate with the bank to let them to reduce their bank risk, become lower. That you should persuade them, you should let them believe you. That's a communication skill that you let them change the bank rate. And the second is you should show there some evidence, like just like what the text said, the bank will reduce their support for the fossil fuel industries. But if you show them some new resource and let them interested, they also will change their bank rate become lower. That show them evidence that your communication become more strength or powerful. And the last is you should forecast the future. How's the in the 2050, what will happen? That you should guess for it. You should use a lot of information, the data, the evidence to guess, to forecast what the future will happen, and then that can improve the Canadian natural resource or any companies. Okay, thank you for your watching.